Can the SPX break 6100? Let's take a look here and do our daily SPY / SPX analysis. Again, if you like the content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So markets today again with another anemic float. So we actually gapped down. Market ridiculously oversold here. It was actually kind of scary this morning with that 10-point gap down. You know, it was definitely fear like we haven't seen in a long time. But in any case here, we did float up though, little inside bar pattern. You know, we called this out in the trading room. So this was, you know, you could take a long up here. I just kind of stepped aside. I don't really like going long at the first support after a big melt up. But nonetheless, you can see the ES got back above our trend line here that we've been following. And we were able to float up here for most of the day. What's happening right now, there's a lot of resistance up here still. There's a lot of like gamma exposure up at the 608, 610 area on SPY. And it's really call heavy, but there's also quite a bit that's put heavy below us at 600. And I think that's why we're just kind of stuck in this range here. And if you look at intraday, the spiders, excuse me, the first hour, we were literally in an 8-point range on SPX. That is insane. And this is just getting very anemic. Every quarter point dip now is getting bought up. So I do think volatility is coming. We're in that stage here where the market is very quiet, and we are, you know, coiling up. You know, if we look intraday, we are coiling up for another move here. So I do think volatility is coming shortly, but there may still be a little bit of put premium to burn out there at that 600. So basically, long story short, I wouldn't necessarily short here, but I would not be opening fresh longs either at this stage. So market is, you know, it's holding up right now. It's into this double top. The double top is holding as well. But again, 6,100, there's a lot of interest there. And 610 on SPY, which is a little bit higher. There's a lot of interest up there as well. I just don't really think we're going to get much through that, at least not right now, at least not without some consolidation. I would prefer a pullback, but I don't know if we're going to get that either. Depends on how many puts really get closed out for tomorrow by the end of the day, or excuse me, by the end of the day today here. But market's trying to float up here, and we'll see if they can do that by the end of the day. I'm noticing still, again, volatility has just been kind of creeping a little bit. We have, you know, we did push down. You can see the VIX here, and it did come off the lows. So there is still there is a little bit of protection being bought here. VIX futures, same kind of look. A little tail candle there. And even VVIX, not really down that much either. So I do think there is still, by the way, the window that I talked about for volatility is still open until tomorrow. Again, I don't think it's really a big, you know, it's just a pullback, a burst of volatility, as I called it yesterday. That's what it would look like if we get it. There is a catalyst too. We have the BOJ in the overnight. They're going to make their interest rate decision. You know, I'd like to think it's priced in, but if they surprise, that could be a catalyst. There may be some volatility attached to it as well, which could also, believe it or not, cause us to gap up. I just don't see us going too much higher here currently, unless the numbers really change by tomorrow morning, which I don't really see happening. But market again holding up, very strong here, really strong tape, and it's still, like I said yesterday, it's a pain trade. So I definitely would not open fresh longs up here, but you're seeing this, look at these pain trade gaps here, and then the intraday, it's like the market, you know, every time it wants to dip, there's buyers magically coming in, and I think that's burning out that put premium. That's essentially what that program is doing right now. So S&B still into some resistance here, but, you know, again, technically very good, perfect hit of the trend line here. And, you know, it's not surprising we got a bid off of it. People are very bearish. That said, on the other side of that, we do have some things, again, like I said, this is why I wouldn't open fresh longs. So last week, this was a huge bull contrarian, right? Biggest spread since November 2nd of 2023, and now that spread's tightened. It's not stupid. It's not like super, like, 43.4 is not a lot, and 29.4 is not a small amount either. But it does break the streak of bears advancing. I think each of the last 6 or 7 weeks, bears advanced in sentiment, and bulls were declining. You also, another thing just to watch for here, look at the McClellan. you're up into the danger zone here. Anything past 200 is usually historically it's top heavy or bottom heavy. It doesn't mean we're going to crash. It just means that, even right here, we had some consolidation. Right here, we had some consolidation. You like to see that McClellan reset before a flag. You'd like to see a flag and then have the McClellan kind of reset there before going long again. So just some things here to watch for. And maybe some signs here that we could be getting top heavy into earnings too, outside of what we mentioned there. But with the right pattern, the right other things here, we can still go higher. We can still consolidate. We can still build a base. So right now I'm still pretty neutral. I'm open to both sides, and I'm just taking it one day, one level at a time here. So I think that's the way to go currently. So again, long story short, wouldn't open fresh longs, but I'm not bearish. QQQ here down 42 cents. And this was with ridiculously positive news yesterday. Additionally, I want to look at SMH. This is down today. It is off the lows, but it's down today. Again, really positive news. ASML, I think the main culprit here, down 3%. Broadcom here down 1%. NVIDIA's hanging in there okay, though. It's only down 53 cents. TSM still green on the day. So just be aware of these things. IWM, again, still has a lot of resistance at 230. I think it may need to consolidate a little bit more to get through that. But it's trying to hold on. There's a little risk tomorrow to 225, though. Just be aware. You need sellers to come in. We need the tape to wake up. Diamonds here again, still very strong. This has exceeded my targets. It is into the 786 right now, though. I don't think it goes much higher here unless we get a huge, like the BOJ's, gets a favorable. The market likes what happens overnight. Maybe it could get back to 450, which is around double top. But you just hit the 786 here, and there's definitely some GEX for tomorrow. Call exposure lower, 442 and 440. So if we get a bear move tomorrow, that's where I'd expect this to go. So the diamond's still strong. SMH again, gap down here, maybe a little evening star. It did come off the lows though. But just be careful here. IGV gapping down. That is back to flat now, so that's still holding on pretty well. Dow Transports here are green as well, up to 45 cents. AAL got hammered on earnings, but still has room for higher low, and that might even be a higher low there too. So transport's hanging in there. Still got to get above 16.7 and change to negate that weekly sell bar. But that is resistance until proven otherwise. Rates here today, again, backing off just a little bit on the twos, but on the long end was green. There is still room for bears here on rates or bond bulls to make a lower high. I still think that is kind of the case. I'm still looking for TLT. I think 86 holds if it tries to test that. If it doesn't, then, well, we can make a new low or double bottom. But that's kind of where I think it goes if it continues down. XHB up 34 cents. This can consolidate and move higher. I think it needs to consolidate more, though. Still a little stretch from that 20 moving average. And VNQ, good bounce back after the reversal yesterday. So gap down and they just flushed it down. It took out the low. But today, nice tail candle and a green close. So slicing the 200 and then right back above. So VNQ hanging in there. Again, needs to consolidate, but not bad. Financial still pretty strong here. XLF up 27 cents. I think Goldman, Goldman making a new high. That's why the Dow is just ripping as much as it is. It is coming off the highs though. But XLF hanging in there. KRU is pretty decent today. It is down a little bit. Again, needs to consolidate. You got a lot of trap buyers up here. And then you've got KBE. Same look, and broker dealers here. Just a ridiculous moonshot here. Oil here that did sell off pretty good. Came off the low. XLE came off the lows. I'll talk about that in a second. I'd be interested if this drops tomorrow. If we get one more good sell here tomorrow, probably in like maybe around 73, 73.50. I think oil could be interesting. But XLE, I like this. So we had Trump news, you know, his speech earlier. You know, we're gonna drill and do all this stuff. We got a sell here, and then a dip was bought pretty nicely. So we had a sell on volume, spiked the low, and then we came back up. So you always like to see that, especially when you're pulling back off of a move. You want to see buyers come in and buy the dip. Doesn't mean they have to win every time, but you want them to see. You want to see them show up, and they're showing up. So I'd say that's a positive here. XOP is similar kind of look. It is flat though, and then OIH here again off the lows up 58 cents. So you're seeing the energy stocks behave well, at the very least. Uranium here, CCJ up 43 cents. Still got that resistance up there, and NMMJ they can try to base here. I think they might need to do it, but the higher high yesterday was good. That was a positive sign. Nat gas again right off the 20 MA inside hammer. There's nothing wrong with the uptrend. There's just a lot of resistance up here, a lot of sellers. But uptrend is still intact. Dollar index is down 15 cents. And again, you don't want to break 108 because then you're going to 107, 106.50. That will be a tailwind for emerging markets. I mean, look at EEM today. That's liking that. You know, FXI, green as well. Gold backing off, but not much. You know, down $8. It's nothing. Little tail candle there. We'll see if this starts to set up a base to make a run at the highs. So we have the higher high now. We got the wedge breakout, and we'll see if it starts to make a base here. Nice weekly pattern. Looks strong. Silver a little bit weaker, but it came off the lows. And this has an inside bar too. So you can make a case we just retested that trend line there, and we're bouncing off of that. Platinum here down $4, but nothing terrible. Palladium, another strong day up 1.16. So we got to get through 1025, and then we can try for like 1050, 1060. But again, nice little inside bar after the falling wedge, breakout, consolidation, boom. So good price action there. Really textbook price action, honestly. And then copper really strong after the weakness earlier. So again, look at this intraday here. Pretty good sell. Looked like it was going to break down. Boom, broke 425. I said you need to hold that. Failed breakdown. Boom, big rally. So copper trying for a higher low here. We filled that gap too. So copper hanging in there. Bitcoin, very interesting too. This is basing. So this is basing beneath resistance. This looks okay. Also, Solana, believe it or not, this is actually all right. So we had a big move. You had that sell, right? But you got higher lows. You got a bull inside bar. This is an inside bar pattern. If the 20 MA just catches up, this is going higher. Just so you know. I don't know. Is Bear End coming? He might be. I guess there was already a fake of Ivanka. So I guess so. But this pattern wise, just at face value, it looks good. Some of these other ones are all right too. Cardano's basing here, got kind of like a cup and handle type look. So ETH's still a little weaker, but I like that. I like it on the monthly. Doge got higher lows. So crypto's still pretty strong, and they keep telling me liquidity is coming out of the market, but I don't see it. Right? I just don't see it. I think crypto would tell us first before anything else. So, but right now, still, that doesn't take away from the fact that on a technical basis, like the technicals here are a little stretched. Again, I just wouldn't be. I would take this pump here to harvest gains, not to short. Wall hedges one thing, but I wouldn't short here until the market gives a sort of signal. But I am seeing some signs that we're getting a little bit top heavy. So just be aware of that. Is that a bigger top or a near-term top? It kind of remains to be seen. I think the jury's still out just a little bit. I just want to show you one thing really quick too. If I can flip back over. So our percentage of stocks here trading above and below the moving averages, it's starting to uptick pretty nicely, and it's getting close. So just watch that. Just watch these overbought metrics. They're definitely especially the McClellan, a little hot, and it came in today too. So again, doesn't mean that there's a top in place, doesn't mean it's a major top or a short-term top, but it gives you the idea of conditions and how you should be managing it. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here again. You guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.